Alec Baldwin might go to jail. This is serious, guys. If you remember when he shot someone on set in his movie that he was producing in 2021, the movie Rust, he shot someone, and now it looks like he might actually get prosecuted. But I'm going to play this breakdown from this legal platform called Law 360. They give us that legal breakdown, and I'll play that and then I'll get into my analysis.
Alec Baldwin to face manslaughter charge in Rust shooting by Philip Vance. Actor Alec Baldwin and a movie armorer will face felony charges in the 2021 shooting death of a cinematographer during the filming of Rust in Santa Fe, prosecutors in New Mexico said Thursday. District Attorney Mary Carmack Altwies said in a statement she and her special prosecutor for the case, Andrea Reed, plan to file involuntary manslaughter charges against Baldwin and armorer Hannah Gutierrez Reed before the end of the month. Carmack Altwies also said that Rust Assistant Director David Halls has agreed to plead guilty to negligent use of a deadly weapon for his role in the death of cinematographer Hannah Hutchins in exchange for a suspended sentence and 6 months of probation. If any one of these three people, Alec Baldwin, Hannah Gutierrez Reed, or David Halls, had done their job, Hannah Hutchins would be alive today. It's that simple, Reeb, a former district attorney, said in a statement. The evidence clearly shows a pattern of criminal disregard for safety on the Rust film set, Reeb said. Baldwin was holding the gun that went off on the set of the Western movie, killing Hutchins. Baldwin has denied any wrongdoing and has sued Gutierrez Reed and several other Rust crew members, alleging they ignored safety procedures by, for instance, mixing live ammunition with blanks. He claims their negligence set the stage for Hutchins' death. The actor's attorney, Luke Nikas of Quinn Emanuel Urquhart and Sullivan LLP, said in a statement the prosecutor's decision to charge Baldwin distorts Hannah Hutchins' tragic death and represents a terrible miscarriage of justice. Mr. Baldwin had no reason to believe there was a live bullet in the gun or anywhere on the movie set.
So this is a very difficult situation because on one hand, Alec Baldwin is the producer of the movie, but on the other hand, he's an actor. Now, at the end of the day, it is completely reckless to have had someone killed on your set. So there needs to be a level of accountability on that end from a producer side, right? So I think they do have every right to, because he is a producer, not because he shot her, but because he's a producer. And that's what people, I think, might be conflating. It's his set. He is like, a producer is pretty much the business behind the movie. You're the one getting funding. You're the one doing all these things, right? Sometimes producers have more logistical roles and they're not actually the business. But I mean, thinking about who Alec Baldwin is, I would just assume that he is the business behind this. So from the business side, if you look at any entrepreneur, if somebody gets shot, if one of your employees gets shot or gets killed in your establishment due to misconduct in your establishment, who goes to jail? Who gets in trouble? You as the entrepreneur, because you created a poor environment for work to be conducted. So from that front, absolutely, he needs to be prosecuted, or let me say, like they have every right to prosecute him. They have every right to look at him from that lens. Now, here's the difficult part of this, and it's the fact that he's acting. And this is why sometimes people say, do one thing and don't mix and, mingle. I don't believe that. I think you can do as many things as possible. I just think you have to be strategic about what you're doing. But as an actor, as an artist, I think this is going to offer a big challenge because your performance is supposed to be unprohibited. Your performance, you're supposed to immerse yourself into a role. So as an artist, my perspective is, I just think it would be very problematic if they prosecuted him for shooting her as the actor simply because he was performing his role. To me, that's problematic because that's what he's supposed to do. They're method actors who live as their characters until the movie is over. And that is praised in the art world as incredible. And I think that if you prosecute him for shooting her as the actor that shot her, that's going to create a very difficult system for other actors to want to immerse themselves in roles. So I think as filmmakers, the industry, needs to fight for this. Just like the music industry fought to ensure that you can't use song lyrics against people in rap songs. I think, and the art is art. I think the film industry needs to fight for this with Alec Baldwin, for that, and for any actor in the future, because as an actor, it's not your responsibility to. that's not your responsibility as an actor. You're supposed to focus on your role, not whether the gun is really loaded. Like, come on. But because he's a producer, this is why it's problematic. And this is why it's difficult, because as the producer, especially when you're a top level executive, you're supposed to be able to delegate properly, right? You're supposed to have the ability to act in the role and do other things while you supervise the production, and you hire people to do that job. This happens all the time. Most entrepreneurs are not the ones running their businesses. They oversee their businesses, and this is celebrated in entrepreneurship. So I understand the importance of that, but at the end of the day, it's difficult. This is just a very difficult situation that he's in. And yeah, but let me keep going.
He relied on the professionals with whom he worked, who assured him the gun did not have live rounds. Nikas said, "We will fight these charges, and we will win." Gutierrez Reed's attorney, Jason Bowles of the Bowles law firm in Albuquerque, said in a statement that his client is, and has always been, very emotional and sad about this tragic accident, but she did not commit involuntary manslaughter. These charges are the result of a very flawed investigation and an inaccurate understanding of the full facts, he said. We intend to bring the full truth to light and believe Hannah will be exonerated of wrongdoing by a jury. Prosecutors plan to charge Baldwin.
So here's the problem. So Alec Baldwin said that he didn't pull the gun safety thing. He said he didn't do that. That's what he claimed. But the prosecution are like, no, you can't shoot that gun if you don't pull it. And they showed various examples. And unfortunately, because of Alec Baldwin that's why I was so surprised that he quickly started doing interviews. Like, just a few months after this shooting, he already started doing interviews. And I was like, if this is a legal case, you shouldn't go and start doing interviews, because everything that you say will be used against you in the court of law. So you going out, and even though he was trying to correct his public opinion, right? He was trying to correct his public opinion by saying all these things, and sure, that could work in the court of public opinion and for his brand in the long run. But when it comes down to it, for him facing these legal prosecutions, you saying all these things and you're inconsistent with your statement to the public and you're lying to the public, that's going to be used against you. Because whether or not, and the truth is, he might just not even remember, because he was immersing himself in the role. He was acting. He's an actor. And I believe they showed footage from the actual shooting, and what he claimed was not true in the footage. So, I mean, he's an actor. He's immersing himself. So it's okay that it could slip his mind. He might not remember because he's thinking about giving the best performance, which is perfectly understandable. But again, the challenge, the conflict here, the paradox here is the fact that he is also the executive producer. He's the business behind this. And that's where his accountability lies. But let me keep going.
And Gutierrez Reed with one count each of involuntary manslaughter and involuntary manslaughter, the commission of a lawful act. The former charge requires a showing of underlying negligence, and the latter charge requires prosecutors to prove that a death was caused by more than simple negligence. Both charges are fourth-degree felonies in New Mexico, carrying possible penalties of 18 months in jail and a $5,000 fine. The charge of involuntary manslaughter in the commission of a lawful act also includes a firearm enhancement with a mandatory 5-year sentence. Baldwin and Gutierrez Reed will be charged in the alternative with the 2 counts of manslaughter, meaning that a jury would decide not simply if they were guilty, but under which definition of involuntary manslaughter they were guilty, Carmack Altwee said. Hutchins' family has settled a wrongful death suit alleging Baldwin and others on the Rust crew didn't take proper safety precautions when handling loaded guns on set. Announcing the settlement in October, Hutchins' widower, Matthew Hutchins, said he had no interest in engaging in recriminations or attribution of blame. All of us believe Hannah's death was a terrible accident, he said at the time. But Hutchins' family made a statement Thursday through its attorney, Brian Panish of Panish Shea Boyle Ravaputi LLP, applauding prosecutors for bringing charges against Baldwin and Gutierrez-Reed for the killing of Haina Hutchins with conscious disregard for human life. Our independent investigation also supports that charges are warranted, the family said. It is a comfort to the family that, in New Mexico, no one is above the law. We support the charges will fully cooperate with this prosecution and fervently hope the justice system works to protect the public and hold accountable those who break the law. Editing by Brian Baresh. Alec Baldwin to face manslaughter.
So there you have it. So, I mean, yeah, I get why this is a very emotional thing for the family that lost the cinematographer, right? On one hand, it's like you understand that it was a mistake. I don't even know how to finish those words there, that it was a mistake that you killed. Wow, someone so near and dear to me, like you made a mistake. Of course, there are going to be so many emotions of anger and fury and all these things. And as the juror or the prosecutors are revealing more information about the negligence and the disregard for human life, of course, it's going to make him angry and the family angry. So I totally understand their side. I just like maintain my perspective that this is a conflict of interest in Alec Baldwin being the producer and Alec Baldwin being the actor. I think Hollywood needs to back him as an actor. And, you know, other people are more accountable. The people that left a loaded gun, they definitely are accountable. Complete negligence, because that was their job. Even as a producer, you delegate, but at the end of the day, as an entrepreneur, you're the one that's going to go under if something like this happens in your business. So unfortunately, but I just think Alec Baldwin should be left off the hook, just because at the end of the day, the way it's going to be seen by actors in Hollywood and Hollywood is that if you act in a movie and you shoot and you do your job, you could go to jail. That's where it's problematic. You know, that's where it's problematic. I think he should be fined. I think he should be give him a lighter sentencing, not 5 years. But I don't think they should make an example of him, which it seems like what they're trying to do. I don't think that's. I mean, I can't say if it's right or wrong. I just think as a filmmaker, someone that works in industry, maybe I'm a little bit more empathetic to it. But at the end of the day, we're all consumers. We all watch movies, and if we like, this maintains the quality of the movies that we watch, the good acting. But is good acting worth killing somebody's life? Absolutely not. It's a conflict. It's a very complex situation. Let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the above, and book a one-on-one call with me. Book a one-on-one. Yeah, link down below, and we could talk about business strategy, content marketing, and all sorts of things. So click the link down below and book a one-on-one with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.